Hello students. So here we are going to discuss Political Science Chapter 3 Constitutional Design Part 2. In our last session we discussed till Preamble and the Constitution of India. Now in this session we will discuss the remaining part of the chapter topic by topic. So let's start. Guiding Values of the Indian Constitution. In this book, we shall study the exact provisions of the Constitution on different subjects. So, in this chapter, we have discussed the different rules and regulation, different provision for different subject, means for different department. At this stage, let us begin by understanding overall philosophy of what our Constitution is all about. Now we are going to discuss in detail about the Constitution. Actually, what is the meaning of Constitution? What is there in the Constitution? We can do this in two ways. We can understand it by reading the views of some of our major leaders on our Constitution, but it is equally important to read what the Constitution says about its own philosophy. So, we can understand this in a two way. Either we can read out what our leaders have their opinion about our Indian Constitution, or or equally important to read out what Constitution says about its own philosophy. So this is what the preamble to the Constitution does. Let us turn to this one by one. So preamble is a introductory part of the Constitution, right? So in preamble, whatever the Constitution is having, everything is described in short in the preamble. So let's turn to this one by one. Now here our makers of Constitution, are their pictures are locating in this slide one by one. You just see this T.T. Krishna Machari. He born in Tamil Nadu and drafting. He was a member of drafting committee, entrepreneur, and Congress leader. Later, finance minister in the Union cabinet. Now, Durgabai Deshmukh, born in Andhra Pradesh, advocate in public activities for women emancipation, founder of Andhra Mahila Sabha, Congress leader, later founder chairperson of Central Social Welfare Board. So, she worked for the women upliftment. Next, Somnath Lahiri. He born in West Bengal, writer and editor, leader of the Communist Party of India, later member of West Bengal Legislative Assembly. The next most famous personality was the Sarojini Naidu. Born in Andhra Pradesh, poet, writer, and political activities, among the foremost women leader in the Congress, later governor of Uttar Pradesh. H.C. Mukherjee, born in Bengal, Vice Chairperson of the Constituent Assembly, reputed author and educationist. Congress leader, member of All India Christian Council and Bengal Legislative Assembly, later Governor of West Bengal. Then Jaipal Singh, born Jharkhand, as sportsman and educationist, captain of the first national hockey team, founder president of Adivasi Mahasabha, later founder of Jharkhand Party. Next, Abul Kalam Azad, born in Uttar Pradesh. He was also the field from education, author and theologian, scholar of Arabic, Congress leader, active in the national movement, opposed Muslim separatist politics, later education minister in the first union cabinet. Then in the series of Jawaharlal Vallabhbhai Patel, born in Gujarat, Minister of Home, Information and Broadcasting in the interim government, lawyer and leader of Bardoli Peasant Satyagraha, played a decisive role in the integration of the Indian princely states, later Deputy Prime Minister. Kanhaiya Maniklal Munshi, born in Gujarat, advocate, historian and linguistic, Congress leader and Gandhian, later minister in the Union Cabinet, founder of the Swatantra Party. Then Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar, very famous personality, very important. He played a very important role in framing of constitution, in making of constitution. Born in Maharashtra, chairman of the drafting committee, social revolutionary thinker, and the agitator against caste division and caste-based inequalities, what prevailing previously in our Indian society. Later, law minister in the first cabinet of post-independence India, founder of Republican Party of India. So Ambedkar played a very important role in making of constitution. He was the chairperson of this drafting committee. Then Shyama Prasad Mukherjee from West Bengal, Minister for Industry and Supply in the interim government. He was also belong from the education field and lawyer, active in Hindu Mahasabha, later founder president of Bharatiya Jansangh. Then famous personality Rajendra Prasad, born in Bihar, chairman of the Constituent Assembly, lawyer known for his role in the Champaran Satyagraha. He played a very important role in the Satyagraha. 3 times the president of Congress, later the first president of India. Now Baldev Singh, born in Haryana, a successful entrepreneur and leader of the Panthik Akhil Party in Punjab Assembly, a nominee of the Congress in the Constituent Assembly, later Defence Minister in the Union Cabinet. And last, Jawaharlal Nehru, born in Uttar Pradesh, Prime Minister of the interim government, lawyer and Congress leader, advocate of socialism, democracy and anti-imperialism, later first Prime Minister of India. So all these leaders plays a very important role in framing of the constitution, making of the constitution for independent India. Now what is the philosophy of the constitution? Values that inspired and guided the freedom struggle and were in turn nurtured by it form the foundation for India's democracy. Whatever the values mentioned in the constitution which inspired and guided the common people and helped to frame the foundation stone for the India's democracy. These values are embedded in the preamble of the Indian constitutions. All these values are mentioned in the preamble of the Indian constitution. So I already explained this. What is preamble? Preamble is the introductory part of the constitution. They guide all the articles of the Indian constitution. The constitution begins with a short statement of its basic values. This is called the preamble to the constitution. So the constitution begins with the statement, right, which is based on the values, and this is called the preamble of the constitution. Taking inspiration from the American model, most countries in the contemporary world have chosen to begin their constitution with a preamble. So we inspired from the Indian constitution model, and we also decided that we will begin our constitution with a preamble. So here the values which are mentioned in the preamble we will discuss one by one. We the people of India, the constitution has been drawn up and enacted by the people through their representative and not handed down to them by a king or any other person. So next in the series is the sovereign. People have supreme right to make decision on internal as well as external matters. So people got rights to give their opinion and to make their decisions on internal or either external matter. No external power can dictate the government of India. So no external power having right to interfere in the working process of Indian government. Next, socialist. Wealth is generated socially and should be shared equally by society. Whatever the wealth is generated in the country, which is equally whatever the wealth is generated in the country which is equally shared among the society of the people. Government should regulate the ownership of land and industry to reduce socio-economic inequalities. Government is tried to reduce the inequality from the Indian society. Citizens, next is the secular. Citizens have complete freedom to follow any religion, but there is no official religion. The citizens are having right, whatever the religion they want to follow, they can follow in that. Government will not interrupt in any of the matter of related to religion, but there is no official religion is there, no official language is there. Government treats all religion, belief and practices with equal respect. Next, from a form of government where people enjoy equal political rights. Democratic is a what form of government where all the people are having all the equal political rights. People are enjoying equal political rights. They are having right to elect their rulers and hold them accountable. Means the representative who are working in the government on behalf of the people, they should be accountable to the people. The government is run according to some basic rules. Some rules and regulations are mentioned in the constitution, and all have to follow all these rules and regulations. Either government or people, all must be abide by these rules and regulation. Next, republic. The head of the state is an elected person and not a hereditary position. So whosoever is the head, those who elected by the people, that should be elected. A person should be elected. Those who are governing the country, the person should be elected, not a hereditary position that person had. Justice. Citizen cannot be discriminated on the ground of caste, religion and gender. So no discrimination is there in the Indian society. Social inequalities have to be reduced fully. Government should work for the welfare of all, especially of the disadvantaged group, especially of the that poor people, disadvantaged group, they want to give them a better life. Government is try to fulfill their needs, their basic needs, and government is trying that they can enjoy their life peacefully. So government is taking care that no discrimination prevailing in the society. Liberty. There are no unreasonable restrictions on the citizen in what they think, how they wish to express their thoughts, and the way they wish to follow up their thoughts in action. So, there are no liberty means what? There are no unreasonable restrictions from the government side. Government will not interfere in any of the matter of the citizen. Means whatever they want, they can do, but they should abide all the rules and regulation of the country. Next is equality. All are equal in front of law, either from the president to the beggar. All are equal in front of the law. The traditional social inequalities have to be ended now. The government should ensure equal opportunity for all. Government gives this assurance to the people that all will get equal rights. So all will get equal treatment in the society. Now next, fraternity. Fraternity, all of us should behave as if we are members of the same family. Means we have to behave like a brother. Means behave like a brotherhood. No one should treat a fellow citizen as inferior. No one is having this type of right that you just treat a fellow person as an inferior one. Means we have to behave like a brotherhood, that we are living in a one family. So, let us read the preamble of our constitution very carefully and understand the meaning of each of its key words. The preamble of the constitution reads like a poem on democracy. It contains the philosophy on which the entire constitution has been built. So, what is mentioned in the preamble? It contains a philosophy on which the entire constitution has been built. It provides a standard to examine and evaluate any law and action of government to find out whether it is good or bad. It is the soul of the Indian constitution. Preamble is the soul of the Indian constitution. So all of you go through this. It is given in your book. So all these are the symbol of this: sovereign, secular, democratic, justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, right? So right now we discuss all these values. Now, what is a preamble? A preamble is an introductory statement to a constitution. stating reasons behind the constitution and its guidelines are mentioned in this introductory part. Following are its importance. Now, what is the importance of the preamble? If question will come, the answer is here. It guides all the articles of the constitution. It is the soul of the constitution of India. It enlists the values that inspired and guided the freedom struggle and was in turn nurtured by it, and the values which form the foundation of Indian democracy. So right now in our previous slide we discussed all the values. So all these values are mentioned in the preamble. It lays down the philosophy on which the entire Indian constitution is based. It lays down philosophy on which the full Indian constitution is totally based upon that philosophy. It provides a standard to examine and evaluate the laws and action of the government. So, time to time, to examine and evaluate the working process of the government, the laws and actions of the government. Now, institutional design. Our constitution is not merely a statement of values and philosophy, but as we noted above, a constitution is mainly about embodying these values into institutional arrangement, embodying these values in a proper order in the institutional arrangement. Much of the documents called Constitution of India is about this arrangement. It is a very long and detailed document. Therefore, it needs to be amended quite regularly to keep it updated. So, time to time, government is updating it according to the necessity. So, those who crafted the Indian constitution felt that it has to be in accordance with people's aspiration and changes in society. So, those who framed this, they told that therefore it needs amendments time to time regularly to keep it updated. Those who crafted the Indian constitution felt that they felt that it has to be in accordance with the people's aspiration and whatever the changes brought by time to time in the society. According to that, amendment should be there in the constitution. They did not see it as they did not see it as a sacred, static, and unalterable law. It should be alterable, but according to the rules and regulation. So they made provisions to incorporate changes from time to time. These changes are called constitutional amendments. So whatever the updation is there, whatever the changes were there according to necessity, according to time, that changes is known as constitutional amendments. The Constitution describes the institutional arrangement in a very legal language. If you read the Constitution for the first time, it can be quite difficult to understand. Yet, the basic institutional design is not very difficult to understand. Like any constitution, the Indian Constitution lays down for choosing person to govern the country. Right? Elections were there, and in that we used to choose the our leader who can govern the country. It defines who will have how much power to take decisions. So this constitution defines who will have how much, means whatever the powers they are having it mentioned in the constitution to take decision, and it limits to what the government can do by providing some rights to the citizen that cannot be violated. Means what? It limits to what the government can do. There is a limitation. Not like this. If the you are in government, you can do whatever according to your comforts. No, not like this. There should be limits, and government can do by providing some rights to the citizen. Government used to provide some rights to the common people also that cannot be violated. That cannot be violated by the common people. So here we finish our political science constitution design chapter. Hope you all are getting it properly. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead. Take care.